It's the final match day in Group J, and it's all to play for in terms of who will take top spot. Cerezo are already guaranteed a round of 16 place, but Kitchee need a win to make sure they go through to the knockout stages. It's promising to be a nervy 90 minutes for Alex Chu's side here in Buriram. Well, very cloudy, a very damp, a very overcast Buriram. Cerezo Osaka's 13 points will be enough to send them through as either top team or one of the best second-place teams. But Kitchee know a victory would guarantee them a place. Anything less, and they'll be waiting on other results to see if 10 points is enough to send them through in second. Well, they'll want to try and get the job done today if they can, but Cerezo, unbeaten so far, will be tough opposition. 31 degrees Celsius, as you can see, very hot and humid here again in Thailand, as it has been right throughout this competition for the last couple of weeks. Just on the scenario with those third-place teams, they sort of go into a little league table. BG Batam United atop of that table at the moment with 12 points. Pohang Steelers have 11, Kitchee have 10. The other two teams at the bottom, Daegu and Gamba Osaka, have one game left. They can only reach a maximum of 12 points. So anything more than 12 points, i.e. Kitchee going on to 13 with a win, would guarantee them a place. BG Batam United need a point. Pohang Steelers need a win to make sure. But of course, if Daegu and Gamba Osaka fail to win their final matches, the three that are in place at the moment would go through. It's the new format, of course, this year in the AFC Champions League, as we've expanded to 40 teams. 20 teams playing here in these Eastern section games. 5 group winners, and 3 of those second-place teams going through. The teams that have already qualified, it's very Japanese, Korean heavy. Nagoya Grampus, Jeonbuk Motors, Kawasaki Frontale, Cerezo Osaka, and Ulsan Hyundai, the defending champions, are already through to the knockout stages a little bit later on in the year. But who will be joining them? Kitchee have won 3 of their 5 matches so far. They were held to a 1-1 draw by Port last time out. It was a big disappointment. They fell behind in that match. Matthew Orr getting them back on level terms 3 minutes later. But they huffed and puffed a little bit, Alex Chu's side, and couldn't break down a very stubborn Port defence, and in the end had to settle for a point. Will that be costly for them? Port did frustrate Cerezo as well. They drew 1-1 with the Japanese. There's 1 or 2 of the players that aren't involved today. So we'll give you the team news in a moment. There are usually 9 or 10 players in the squad that aren't involved because of the bigger squads allowed here because of COVID. These sides met on match day 2 when Cerezo ran out winners by 2-1. They had to come from behind, though, after Dejan Damjanovic had put Kitchee in front in the first half. Adam Taggart and Thiago with goals 3 minutes apart, just past the midway point of the second half, eventually wrapped up the points for Cerezo Osaka. Scored in every game so far. In fact, both teams have scored in every match so far. So we are expecting goals today. Let's hope we haven't put the curse on it. Kitchee substitutes. Alex Akande there in the middle of the shot. Hasn't really featured much in this at all. He's only started 1 of the 4 games so far, Alex Akande, or 1 in 5 now. The man born in Lagos, but he's a useful acquisition to have off the bench. Nevir Kulpi's side put 5 past Guangzhou. Last time out, he made up wholesale changes to his side. Guangzhou rooted to the foot of the table, of course. They haven't scored a goal as yet. Only lost 2-0 when they played Cerezo on the opening day. But it was useful for the coach to be able to rest 1 or 2 players in the last match, and they had a big win. They've kept clean sheets in their last 2 matches as well, against Port and against Guangzhou. But today will be a different proposition when you have the all-time AFC Champions League's top goal scorer in your ranks, Dejan Damjanovic, who has 40 goals to his name so far. He failed to score on the last match day. That's the first time he hasn't found the net in any of the 5 matches so far in this group campaign. Here come our 2 teams then for the final time at the Thunder Castle. Cerezo, Osaka have delighted us with some of their forward play, while the big investment made by Kitchee is starting to pay dividends, and a place in the knockout stages would be just reward for that investment. It's a good mix of foreigners and homegrown players. Just saw Huang Yang, the captain, Roberto there, who, despite being a number of players born in Brazil, has got Hong Kong residence now. Teams will break away for their usual team photos. It's the home of Buriram United, of course, who are not featuring in the AFC Champions League this year. They have been a regular feature over the years, but 4 Thailand teams making it through this year. Buriram not one of them, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the teams. Kitchee make 1 change to the side held 1-1 by Port 3 days ago. Tong Kin Man comes into centre-back in place of Helio, who drops down to the bench. Matt Orr scored in the last game. He starts wide on the left. Clayton has been superb so far, while Dejan Damjanovic drew a rare blank in front of goal last time out. He is, of course, the competition's top scorer now on 40 goals. Referee is Ali Sabeh Al-Quazi from Iraq. He's been a 4th official so far on 3 occasions. Getting a game today, though, in the final match day in this group. Well, for the 2nd successive match, Cerezo made 10 changes, but it's the more familiar names coming back into the starting lineup, having been rested against Guangzhou. Centre-back Nishio is the only player that remains. Toriumi makes just a 2nd start. Harakawa, Tomeda and Sakamoto are among those to return. Kiyotake is the captain, while Akubu, the veteran 39-year-old striker, the top Japanese, or the top J-League scorer rather, will lead the line. Helio, who'd started all 5 games for Kitchee prior to today, he's dropped down to the bench. Well, but Suki, who scored twice in the 5-0 win over Guangzhou, is among their substitutes. There's also a return to the bench for Adam Taggart. Cerezo, as we say, safe in the knowledge that they're through. There is Akubo, so he's the J-League's top scorer. Jin Hyun coming back in goal. Nice for these players to get a rest. It's been a pretty hectic schedule in the heat, humidity of Thailand, playing games every 3 days. Matt Orr there has started every game so far out wide for Kitchee. So the final game, or the penultimate game in Group J rather, we've got the Guangzhou Port game to come later, but it is Kitchee that get us underway. They'll kick from left to right in the first half in all blue. Cerezo in a change strip of all white today. And the scenario is simple for Kitchee. A win guarantees a place in the last 16. Anything less, and they're waiting on other results to see if their points tally in second will be enough. Early ball into look for Damjanovic, but the offside flag was up. Four goals in the first 4 games for Damjanovic, enabled him to overtake Lee Dong-gook. Scored goals wherever he's been. Dejan Damjanovic created a number of records in career. He was the fastest player to reach 150 goals in the K-League with Seoul. Big money signing for Kitchee. It's paying dividends for them though at the moment. Marahashi. Okuno. Just out of the reach of Marahashi. Slid across into Akubo. He was slightly in behind him. He's not very happy with the way the ball came into him. He wanted it played into his path, which he didn't get. Alex Chu. Man who was born in Hong Kong. Former assistant coach of Kitchee, becoming their director of football in 2016. Took over as coach in March 2020 after Blas Siskovic slept down from his position. Damjanovic again on to all, guided back by Riku. Riku. We had a Ricky in the starting lineup for Cerezo last time. It's Riku, the fullback, that's back in today. Overlap here from Kiyotake, the captain. Cancella's claiming he didn't touch that and has gone for a corner. Levir Kulpi, the 68-year-old Brazilian, in a fourth spell with Cerezo Osaka. Sakamoto with the corner. Took a flick and hit it wide from Toriumu. Coming into the starting lineup today, Koji Toriumu for a second start rather. Started the matchday 3 game against Port, but hasn't featured much since. But he's in today alongside Nishio at the back. And he's got Dejan Damjanovic to try and keep an eye on. Nishio. Marahashi. Tomeda. Marahashi. Nice give and go with Akubo. Much better. Needs a quality ball in from Tomeda to Kubo. Now pulls his shot wide of the target. Scored his first goal of the competition against Port on match day 4. There's Akuno that was behind him, but Akubo fancied an eye for goal. No trouble though for Paulo Cesar. He can watch that one sail wide.
Okay. Go! No, llega.
This is Cerezo's longest unbeaten streak in the competition, 5 games. They've also scored 13 goals. It's the highest tally that they've managed in the group stages. Here's all. Harakawa, that was sticking tightly with him, concedes the corner. Eight different goal scorers Cerezo Osaka have had during the course of this competition as well, which is pretty impressive. Clayton's ball in, punched away by Jin Hyun. Sakamoto's header. It's Roberto on his way back trying to win the header. They might be a little bit stretched at the back here. It's over at Kubo. Tomeda. Kubo trying to get away from his man, and Kubo might not need him. Away by Raul Baena. Foul on Damjanovic. Fairly even start between these two sides. So I think the team selection picked by Levi Kulpi says that he would want to win this match today. He hasn't gone with a slightly weakened squad. Good ball in from Clayton. Orr's header. Damjanovic claiming he was bundled off the ball. He was quickly back to his feet, but still protesting to the Iraqi referee. Still the pressure on. Orr chips in again, but chips over everybody in the middle. But Dejan Damjanovic was convinced he was being hauled over then inside the penalty area. Nishio with a challenge. Oh, there was not much contact. Maybe just a little bit to knock him off balance, but certainly not enough for a penalty. Good decision. No VAR, of course, for the group stages. Will be later on in the competition. I think overall it's been run very well. There haven't been too many incidents that have or would have gone to VAR. It's been very well refereed. Kubo, low ball in, away by Park, and by Huang. Clayton just lost his footing. It has been raining quite steadily for the last couple of hours or so, so the pitch will be a little bit slippery in places. Law, and back by Kiyotake, and back in turn by Clayton. Raul Baena. Law's ball goes out off Marahashi. Nishio. Harakawa. Sakamoto. Waiting their moment for some space to open up. That's a poor ball. It was aimed for Kiyotake. Raul Baena back to Danny Cancella. Dejan the intended target again, as he often is. Frustrated in the last game, Dejan Damjanovic. That 1-1 draw with Port. Port took the lead after 16 minutes before Mator equalised 2 minutes later, and that was the end of the goal scoring. Okuno. Tomeda. Nishio. Sakamoto hugging that touchline. Riku just inside him. Harakawa's there as well. Twisting and turning. Now he's got a good angle for the cross. It's back in behind once again. Kiyotake's header wasn't too far away. Again, he had to make up a lot of ground to get ahead on that, the captain. Just had to track back towards the penalty spot. Law stayed with him. And the header from Kiyotake goes wide. Did have a couple of seasons in Germany with Nuremberg and Hanover. Hiroshi Kiyotake played 4 games for Sevilla in Spain as well before returning to Cerezo some 4 years ago now. Foul on Clayton. Nobody's created more chances than Clayton, by the way. Level with Yusato Wakazak of Kawasaki Frontale. So if they can get the ball to the Brazilian, the likes of Dejan would always look to capitalise on the chances created. He's on the free kick here, Clayton. Roberto. He's offside. Has played at full-back or centre-back in this competition, Roberto. He's centre-back alongside Park today. See, no Helio, he's down on the bench. Here comes Tomeda. Cerezo on the attack once again, pushed away by Paulo Cesar. A Kubo! Brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Paulo Cesar got back to make the double save. It looked as though a Kubo would just simply finish his second goal of the campaign, but Paulo's made a great stop. Good recovery. Riku. First real chance he's falling to Cerezo Osaka. Harakawa flashes across the face of goal, and Akubu trying to get a touch on that one as well. He's gone all the way across and out for a throw. It's only been beaten 3 times. Paulo Cesar. Has started every game for Kitchee. Here's Clayton. The first 2 goals he conceded with that 2-1 defeat to Cerezo Osaka, and also conceded a goal against Port in the last match, but apart from that, 3 clean sheets for the goalkeeper. No foul is the shot. Hwang with a challenge. It's well played by Kiyotake. Did well to hold on to possession. Okubo. Not too much space in there. Tackles snapping in at the moment. Here's Dejan. Good strength on the ball. Or Clayton. Or this is good play from Kitchee. Dejan goes one way. All wanted one too many touches. Back past Toriumi. Still coming though. Clayton. Raul Baena. Clayton looking for some support from his defenders at the moment. Coming forward, Tong got all the way back now to Park. Roberto. Cancella going forward. They've lost a little bit of momentum. They had some really good forward momentum with Matt Orr, but just lost that now. Hopeful ball is cut out by Marahashi. One back by Raul Baena. A long ball looking for the run of Orr. Deschamps got a foot in. Little header glided off to Clayton. Cancella forward now down that far side. Law's there as well. Or Roberto. Good possession this from Kitchee. What can they do with it? Raul Baena. Clayton covering plenty of ground in that central midfield area behind the strikers. Raul Baena. Cerezo goes all the way back to Paolo, and they'll start again. Here's Park. Only failed to score in the first half once. Kitchee. That was when they needed a 70th minute penalty off Dejan Damjanovic to beat Guangzhou. To say Guangzhou had conceded so many goals down the foot of the table, they did frustrate Kitchee in 2 matches, 1-0 to the side from Hong Kong on both occasions. It's all offside. Just 6 goals scored for Kitchee. It's against the 13 that Cerezo have managed so far. Late challenge from Kiyotake. Raul Baena is still not happy about the challenge. Referee stamping his authority, Ali Al-Qazi from Iraq. There's no need for the challenge, it's nowhere near the ball. Referee did take charge of a couple of UAE games in the recent World Cup qualifiers in June, the 3-2 win over Vietnam and a 4-0 win over Malaysia. Was one of the referees that officiated in the Western Section games back in April. Tong aimed towards Orr, but Jin Hyun kept his eye on it all the way. Very good goalkeeper, Jin Hyun. Marahashi. Cut out by Raul Baena. Just to remind you once again, Kitchee know that a win will put them into the round of 16. There are 2 teams who are in second place in their groups at the moment that can only get to 12 points. A win would put Kitchee onto 13. Cancella's offside. So a point or a defeat might not be enough. They'll be left waiting for Daegu and Gamba Osaka to complete their matches. Toriumi. Marahashi. Tomeda. Shimmy got a bit of clear ground ahead of Law. Cross was comfortably cleared though by Park. Not too sure if he's picked up a knock. Park Jun-hyung. Or Cerezo have had more of the ball. It doesn't feel like it in this opening 20 minutes. It does feel like Kitchee have seen a lot of the ball going forward, but the Japanese having the lion's share. They did have those 2 chances, of course, that double save from Hala Cesar. That's in towards Akubo. Good challenge by Park, who has taken a knock now. Clayton back to Roberto. Away by Paulo Cesar towards Deja. A little flick on that. Born in Mostar in Bosnia. Dejan Damjanovic played 30 times for Montenegro as an international. Broke that AFC Champions League record on match day 2 when he scored against Cerezo after 38 minutes. It took him past the record. So 4 goals in 5 games for Dejan. They'll be mindful, Cerezo, of the threat that he poses in front of goal. He has scored a couple of penalties in this, but they all count. Harakawa. Toriumi. Marahashi. Sakamoto. Working the ball nicely, trying to create an angle for the cross, or trying to get in the way this time. Harakawa. Kiyotake. It's Riku coming forward, wins the corner. Danny Cancella, who's missed just one of the group games. Will be the captain, Kiyotake. Played for Japan at the 2012 Olympics. Kiyotake. Japan in that tournament, of course, it's an under-23 tournament with 3 overage players allowed. Lots of movement in the middle. Paulo Cesar got a good hand on that. Ball to Okuno. Raul Baena. Oh, just aware that Harakawa was coming at speed. Cancella bundled over by Harakawa. Wins the free kick. So a number of the players in the Kitchee side were born outside the country, but they are now actually Hong Kong residents. Danny Cancella being one of them, having been born in Spain. 39 years of age now, the same as Dejan Damjanovic. It's been a testament to their fitness levels, though, with the heat and humidity that we've played in over the last 2.5 weeks. Tong. Law. Clay just pulled out of that one. Akubo. He too's 39. Akubo. Marahashi. Law hauled him over, and it will be a free kick to Cerezo Osaka. Vastly experienced player Marahashi drew the foul from Law. It's not far off 400 league appearances for Cerezo. He's been there all his career. 369 appearances so far. Kiyotake with the free kick. Paulo Cesar's already been called into action. It's all the way to the back post. Missed by Toriumi. Disappointing delivery. Both coaches have nervously wandered up and down the sideline, particularly Alex Chew. Of course, his side have more to lose and a lot to gain from this. Did say Alex Chew that they needed to be a lot more offensive than they were in the first game. He felt that they did frustrate Cerezo. It was only a 2-1 defeat when they met on match day 2. Did say also that this game is like a final, but he didn't want to put pressure on his players. Wanted them just to play freely for the whole game, which, well, when you know what's at stake, is quite difficult. They would, by the way, be the first team from Hong Kong to appear in the knockout rounds of an AFC competition since South China reached the quarter-finals of the AFC Cup in 2016, but no side has ever done it in the AFC Champions League. Olivier Kulpi admitting that it's a different mindset for his team, but they do want to finish top of the group. So the scenario that won't happen is if Kitchee don't win by a 2-goal margin, because it goes down to the goal difference between the two teams if they finish level on points with each other. It's not overall goal difference, which of course is very much weighted in Cerezo's favour. Challenged by Raul Baena, who claims he won the ball, and furious reaction, which you'll get a telling off from the referee. It was Sakamoto that went down. He did win the ball. Referee just urging everybody to calm down. Al-Kazi. More defending to do here for Kitchee. The last couple of free kicks haven't really troubled the defenders too much. What can they do with this one? It's towards the near post, hit the post. I don't know whether Paulo Cesar got a hand on that. I don't think he did. It seemed to clatter against the post. Murahashi. Great free kick. Tameda. Riku. Okuno. Clayton brought down. There's the challenge, no question about that. A foul from Okuno, who got his body across. Here's the free kick. It did hit the post. I don't think Paulo Cesar got anything on that at all. I thought he might have just got a fingertip to Harakawa's free kick, but great effort. Good bend on that as well. Goalkeeper wouldn't have seen it until late. Matt Orr brought down. He's played a couple of seasons at Kitchee, Matt Orr. Did play for Hong Kong in recent World Cup qualifiers against Iran, Iraq and Bahrain. 3 goals in the Hong Kong League. Did win the Hong Kong Premier League by 3 points from Eastern. Actually beat Eastern in the last game. Dejan Damjanovic with 2 goals. And the last time, well, the only time they were in the group stage previously, Kitchee, was back in 2018. They did beat Japan's Kashiwa Reysol, becoming the first team from Hong Kong to win an AFC Champions League match. They lost their other 5 games, though, in the group with Jeonbuk Motors and Tianjin Quanjin. But already they've surpassed their achievements. 3 wins, a draw and a defeat so far and on the verge. If they can get a result of going through as a second-place team. Hwang. And Chella can't keep the ball in play. It's a footing by Cancella. He went with Harakawa, who was claiming there was a foot up. Nice smile from Danny Cancella. Only missed one game through suspension, had picked up a couple of yellow cards earlier in the competition. It's Toriumi. Tomato. Should be easy for the goalkeeper. Paulo Cesar. Well, Jin Hyun at the other end hasn't had a save to make in this first half. Paulo Cesar called into action. Harakawa's free kick hit the post. Another free kick given away by Law this time. Cerezo in the position, they know that Kitchee are going to have to come out and attack them at some point. Goalless draw or a draw, not really good enough for Kitchee. Their destiny is in their own hands at the moment in terms of where they finish in the group. Cerezo very difficult to beat, very difficult to break down. It's a Kitchee throw. Sakamoto, Riku, went for the bottom corner and wasn't too far away. Riku, goalkeeper, had just moved towards his near post, and it just allowed a big gap for Riku to spot, and he wasn't too far away. Very, very good effort. Tom goes out off Clayton. Marahashi. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Marahashi again finding some space. Now Tomato. Two in the centre. Went for power on the cross, headed away by Roberto. Here's Hwang. Nodded down by Dejan. Clayton. Dejan tried that clever movement again. Clayton had to check back, though. You can see Dejan's frustrations. He wanted that ball played early. That's given away by the Brazilian. Cerezo still continuing to press.
Okay, now together. Go more, right?
Footing by Orr, wasn't quite enough though. Shot blocked by Park, out to Marahashi. Okubo, good save, Paulo Cesar. Brilliant ball in, good header and a good save. That was good football all round. Well, he's the J-League's top scorer. Okubo got up really well. Not too much marking in the middle from Kitchee. And a good save by Paulo Cesar, who makes his third save of this first half. Here comes the corner. Kuno with the header this time, but Okubo couldn't keep the ball in play. There'll be a Kulpi. He's fairly calm at the moment. No need for him to get overexcited, but as I say, he did say beforehand he wanted his team to win and seal top spot in the group. Took the shirt by Danny Cancella. Marahashi. Cut out by Huang. Toriumi, given away to Clayton. Raul Baena. Deschamps was on his heels a little bit. It was a long way away. He wasn't going to get that. Raul Baena just needed to take some off for Dejan Damjanovic. Challenged by Cancella is a fair one this time. Raul Baena, now Clayton. Saying that out to War. It came off the back of Harakawa, who will allow the ball to run out of play for a throw. Mator. Back from Deschamps. Can't keep the ball in play. Cerezo did reach the quarterfinals in 2011. Reached the round of 16 in 2016. Didn't qualify through the group in their last appearance in 2018, so already they've gone one better than they managed 3 years ago. Marahashi. Down the line by Tomeda. Kiyotake will allow it to run behind for the throw with the aid of a deflection. Okuno. Kiyotake. Okuno. Challenge in the area by Damjanovic, given away to Kiyotake. Ball was in behind Akubo. Toriumi. And Nishio. Harakawa. Good movement from Harakawa. Put away by Huang. Clayton. Just a little bit of a misunderstanding between him and Rabaena. And here comes Cerezo again. End of the first half. Kiyotake. Stabbed through again, away by Park. Or will give chase, putting Riku under pressure. That's well played by the fullback. Brought it down nicely and had the confidence to take the ball back in field. Toriumi onto Marahashi. Riku. Okubo. Heavy challenge from behind from Clayton, which hasn't gone down too well with Okubo, I think it's fair to say. He's forgotten about it now, racing into the middle. Patient from Cerezo, just trying to grind down Kitchee. Make them chase, make them work, tire them. Harakawa. And Kiyotake looking for options in the middle. Hasn't got any at the moment, though. Forced backwards once again. Nishio. Toriumi. Marahashi. Gets to the byline, too much on it again. Sakamoto trying to keep things alive. Kiyotake. Riku. Back in again towards Okuno. And the header goes over the top. Well, they were patient. Cerezo took them a long time to get that ball into the penalty area. Found the head of Okuno. Couldn't keep it down, though. Park was nice and tight. Dejan again claiming he should have had a foul, but the Iraqi referee unmoved. Just getting a little bit frustrated, Dejan Damjanovic. He was a little like that the other night in the match against Port, when they just couldn't find their way through to that second goal to seal the points. So a win the other night would have taken them on to 12 points, which would have been a much more healthy situation, because Gamba Osaka and Daegu can only reach 12. Would have come down to the goal difference between the sides. As it is, it means that a point which would have been good enough now needs to be 3 for Kitchee. They haven't really looked like threatening Jin Hyun's goal in this first half. The goal difference, by the way, if they were to finish level on 10 points with Daegu and Gamba Osaka, Daegu's goal difference is +12, Gamba Osaka's is +9, Kitchee's is only +3, so you can see they have the inferior goal difference, which is not working in their favour either. 1 minute added time at the end of the first half. Here's Orr. Can they go in front leading at the break? Raul Baena wanted that played in that inside channel. Orr's tried to get to the byline without much success. Harakawa cut out the attempted cross. Here's Roberto. Now Park. Tom. Park. Best chances have fallen to Cerezo Osaka in the first half. Kitchee haven't managed a single shot. 12 shots for Cerezo. one of them on target. That was the header from Okubo. I think there was a couple of shots before that. Paulo Cesar made a couple of good saves, one after the other. Well, there goes the half-time whistle. Kitchee have 45 minutes to try and guarantee themselves a place in the next stage. Cerezo are already through, and they're controlling the game, controlling the possession, having more chances, and they have looked the more likely to score in the first half. Harakawa hit the post with a free kick. Okubo was brilliantly denied by Paulo Cesar. Riku fired just wide just before half-time. Dejan Damjanovic hasn't much to shout about in front of goal. Half-time here in Buriram. It's Kitchee 0, Cerezo Osaka 0. Welcome back to Buriram. Second half about to get underway between Kitchee and Cerezo. Osaka 0-0 after the first 45 minutes. Kitchee need to find a goal from somewhere. Huang, the captain, waits. Thiago is coming on for Cerezo. Well, he's a central defender. We'll see whether Toriumi or Nishio are making way. A slight change of formation maybe for Levia Kulpi in the second half. So Thiago comes on. Had started 3 of the previous 5 matches. Paulo Cesar made a couple of good saves in that first half. One, a particular good one from Akubo's header. Alex Chu knows his side have to come up with a goal, really. They have to get more than, well, 10 points might not be enough. Victory by 2 clear goals would take them top of the group, don't forget. His side already guaranteed a place in the round of 16. Cerezo, Osaka get us underway for the second half then. All in white. Straight away they'll try and get back on the attack again. They dominated possession in that first half. Kitchee didn't have a single shot on goal. Foul on all. Shown quite a few creative moments, Mator, in the tournament so far. If they could get the ball out to him. Nishio, indeed, it is that's gone off. With Thiago coming onto partner Toriumi at the back. Tomeda. Challenged by Tong. A little short. Dejan nearly got there first. Toriumi's unfairly assured coming in. He had only played 1 game, started the game against Port on match day 3 at the back. Koji Toriumi. Thiago scored a couple of goals in this as well. Scored in both games against Guangzhou around about the same point. 2 headers. Good asset to have for set pieces late on in games, Thiago. Here's Riku. Almost took a deflection comfortably through to Harakawa. Got too much movement up ahead of him at the moment, Paulo Cesar. That'll go all the way through to his opposite number, Jin Hyun, who didn't touch the ball too many times in that first half. Don't think he had a single save to make in the first half, Jin Hyun. Thiago. Final game in the group comes later, of course. Guangzhou and Port. Guangzhou looking to try and avoid becoming, I think, just the 5th side to lose every game in the group stage. They haven't scored a goal yet, the young Guangzhou side. Cerezo have a free kick. Again, it's Raul Baena that's having a few words to say. A goal for Cerezo really would mean an uphill battle for Kitchee. However, if the side from Hong Kong could get themselves in front, you might see them play with a little bit more freedom and a little bit more relaxation. Harakawa with a free kick who hit the post in the first half off the knee of Danny Cancella, and away behind for a corner. Yeah, a win of any sort, don't forget, for Kitchee would be good enough to send them through. A win by 2 goals or more would send them through as group winners. 13 points would guarantee a place as one of the 3 best second-place teams. Harakawa just needs to wait for a second. There was a bit of the usual pushing and shoving going on. And still there's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. It's Okubo that's being spoken to. Harakawa with the corner. Just too high for Thiago. Sakamoto. Away by Park. Nobody challenging for that second ball. Eventually Danny Cancella gets a foot on it. Nobody far enough advanced though to get a foot on for those in blue. Cancella. Now they'll look to try and break. Dejan, he won't quite reach him though. Cut out by Riku. Ball just beats him into touch. He was a centre-back in his playing days, Levy Culpe. He'll appreciate the efforts that Thiago has shown from that position with a couple of goals already, hence bringing him on at half-time. Not too sure whether Nishio picked up a knock in that first half. Just second to every ball at the moment, Kitchee. Roberto. Matt Orr. Taking on Sakamoto. Sakamoto's done well, got his body back in between ball and the Kitchee wide man. Good defending Sakamoto. Danny Cancella. Flicked away by Toriumi. Back in by Tom. Away by Marahashi. Cancella. Clayton. Will just force him a little bit wide, but Clayton manages to gather, teasing Riku. No height on the cross. That'll be a free kick. Okubo. He's a very clever player, Okubo. He's been around a long time. He knows how to draw the foul. Again, gets his body in between the ball and defender. Any slight touch from Roberto and Okubo's going down to win the free kick, to the frustration of the defender. Thiago. Sakamoto. Two players trying to prevent him getting that ball across, away by Roberto. Dejani's back behind the ball though. Okuno. Intelligent movement again. As Danny Cancella cut that ball out, that will get a free kick for the second one, not the first one. Harakawa is going to get a yellow card as well, the first yellow card of the game. The first one looked like a foul by Harakawa, the second one definitely was. So he goes into the book. Haven't got the ball out wide to Matt Orr as much as they would have liked so far. Kitchee. Law on the other side has seen probably even less than Orr's seen. Rare touch for Damjanovic, for Baena rather. Damjanovic, who's playing a little bit deeper at the moment. Now he'll make his way forward with Clayton on the ball. Just been stifled through midfield by Cerezo. Clayton again, Law outside him. Marahashi's header. Toriumi. Kiyotake went down. Referee will need the ball moving back a little bit. Tom pleading his innocence. That's a late challenge. No more than a free kick. It's Thiago. Now Riku. Three Japanese sides already through. Cerezo, Osaka, Kawasaki Frontale and Nagoya Grampus. Two from Korea, Jeonbuk Motors and Ulsan Hyundai. The battle for those second place finishes. BG Pattern United are in a prime position at the moment, but they still need one more point. Pohang Steelers, they're on 11. They need a couple of points as well, because it all depends what Daegu and Gamba Osaka do in their final matches. Be a nervous wait for a couple of teams. Kitchee could be one of them, the way things are going. Dejan. Nicely taken down, but he was just beaten to by Toriumi. Harakawa. Okuno. Tomeda. Kiyotake. Second half has followed a similar pattern to the first, with Cerezo having a lot of the ball. Footy by Clayton, but it's gone the other way. He thought that had flicked off the Cerezo player on the way out, but not given. Another foul by Clayton. Now Thiago's forward. This is where he can be dangerous from set pieces. Palaces are just making sure that everybody's marked up in front of him. It'll be Marahashi with the free kick. Thiago got there, but Park was just there first. Good clearance. claiming a foul on Park. Just clutching the back of that left hamstring. It's a heavy challenge by Thiago, who went in feet first. Should have been a foul. It's good clearance by Park in the end under pressure from Thiago. You can see Cancella appealing straight away. There's only a throw-in, and it's Cerezo's ball, taken by Marahashi. Now Thiago. Just down to 10 men for the moment. Kitchee, so Hwang has dropped into the back four. Nice little back heel. Riku. Nobody in white able to attack the ball in the middle. Away as far as Thiago. Kiyotake. Ball in, took a deflection from Marahashi. It goes behind for a corner. Park is back on. Marahashi once again with the out-swinging corner. Still 0-0. Thiago. It's a similar position he scored against Guangzhou from in the second match between the teams. Diving in from that sort of distance. Park stayed with him though. Made sure he couldn't get a clean contact on it. It's good defending him by Park. Double change coming up. Adam Taggart and Takagi are both coming on. Tomeda and Okubo are the two that have gone off. So Taggart will go straight up front. Takagi will go out wide. It's only the third time we've seen Adam Taggart. Offside flag up against Deja. Just needed that ball to be released a little bit sooner. You could see just as soon as he reached him, Deja knew he was offside. Asking the question, why didn't you let it go earlier? Here's Sakamoto. Cut out by Rabayena. 3 changes made now by Cerezo. Osaka. None made by Kitchee as yet. The substitute Takagi just brought down. Second appearance off the bench for Toshiyuki Takagi. Rare touch for Jin Hyun in the Cerezo Osaka goal. Still, we await the first shot from Kitchee. I think that'll be what's disappointed coach Alex Chu the most, that they haven't made or created any openings. Riku. Away by Tong. Marahashi. Thiago. Nicely taken down by Sakamoto. Pursued crossfield by All. Oh, coming back from an offside position. Kiyotake. Alex Akande coming on. He hasn't been fully fit for this tournament, Alex Akande. He came into the tournament with a back injury. Law's the player that's gone off. But he has been a bit part player, really, the man from Lagos. It's his third spell at Kitchee. Law is the man to make way. Straight away, Akande's there with a nice flick header looking for Dejan. Doesn't quite find its target. Taggart. Sakamoto. Cerezo return to league action after this. They're 12th in the J-League currently. Just 1 win in 10 before they headed here, but they'll take a little bit of confidence back with their results, those victories over Guangzhou, Kitchee and Port. Cancella. Harikawa. Kiyotake too far ahead of Taggart, straight through to Paulo Cesar. Foul on a Cuja by Dejan, just whipped his legs from under him. Quick to apologise and help him back to his feet. Dominant in terms of how long they've had the football, Cerezo Osaka. Sakamoto. Taggart, was a little nudge in the back from Roberto. He's gone for a corner. It's another corner. Cerezo's 6th corner of the match. Taggart again with a head, Thiago rather with a header, but again he can't get over the top of it. Opted to come from deep, nobody checked the run. Park was just waiting for him. Foul by Toriumi might give Kitchee a chance to get this into the danger area. They'll get Roberto and Park forward for this. All about the delivery from Clayton. A goal now would be just what they needed. Cancella sneaking up on the blind side as well. Park went over in the penalty area, nothing given, though it's well away from Dejan, and goalkeeper gathers and bowls out quickly. 15 shots from Cerezo Osaka. None from Kitchee. Here's Okuno. Now Riku. Full by Kiyotake. Akande plattered into Takagi. Good ball across again, just out of the reach of Taggart. Sakamoto. Teasing Cancella. He's got Riku with him if he needs him. He's taken the ball into the corner and still he's got the better of Cancella. Riku. Now footing from Clayton. Now there might be a break on. Raul Baena goes through the wide area. Dejan just pulls away. Now he makes that darting run back towards the edge of the penalty area. On for Clayton again. Good defending from Harakawa, didn't commit himself. And in the end, he bounces harmlessly through to Jin Hyun in the Cerezo goal. Good ball to Kagi. Too high for Taggart. Paula Cesar doesn't bother. Knows it's dropping over him and out. And behind for a goal kick. Another change is about to be made by Cerezo. Ayumi coming on. Thiago. Foul by Riku. Gordon knew that was coming. He's happy to take the foul. He hasn't had much luck against Riku in a one-on-one. They might stand a good chance if they can get the ball in here. I think they're going to make the change now. Ayumi coming on. First time as a sub, has started 3 games, Ayumi. And it will be Toriumi that's coming off. 11 games in the J-League this season. Ayumi Seko. Straight on to defensive duty for this Clayton free kick. The last one didn't really achieve much. Akande's in there providing an aerial presence now. Tending towards Akande, came off Thiago. Raul Baena. Well to whip that one across, or couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet. Too many white shirts around him. Hwang. Now Clayton. A hint of handball there, but he got away with it. Cancella goes one way, Clayton goes for goal. It's well wide of the target. Another change. It's a double change by the look of it for Kitchee. Chen Chin Lung coming on to replace Hwang, the captain. Saw 95 on that ball as well, which will be, there he is, that's a 20, that's a Lung rather. Shinichi Yat possibly coming on as well. Kiyotake. Takagi. 16 minutes to go. Cerezo already through, don't forget. Kitchee need a win to guarantee a place in the round of 16. Back inside to Marahashi. Cut out by Tong, who's now got the captain's armband on. Just over the head of Dejan, whose body language just looks frustrated once again. Just hasn't been his day. Thiago. Sakamoto. Dejan. Caught in possession by Sakamoto. Ayumi. Marahashi. Thiago. Riku. Only deflected as far as Takagi. Here goes Takagi, just blocked before he could get the shot in, but it's gone for it. It's going to be a free kick. It's gone the other way. Raul Baena it was with the challenge. Thought he'd given a foul the other way there for Cerezo Osaka. There is the substitute, Lung. Just a second appearance off the bench. Came on with 2 minutes to go against Guangzhou on match day 4. Raul Baena feeling the full weight of that from Takagi. Another good header from Thiago. Another free kick goes Kitchee's way, but they not really utilising what possession they've had. They haven't had much of the ball. Kande. That's given away cheaply once again. Raul Baena just misses the challenge on Sakamoto. Now Takagi rather. Trying to feed that into 4 white shirts that were in the penalty area. Adam Taggart has gone down. It doesn't look good for Taggart. Looks as though the substitute will have to be substituted. Mutsuki, who scored twice in the last game, is a useful replacement to have. Taggart's only been on the field for 17 minutes, but unable to continue, so he will go off. Mutsuki will come on. Late challenge by Tong, which is going to earn him a yellow card. So the standing captain goes into the book. Just the second player yellow carded after Harakawa. It's a high challenge. It was a nasty one, actually. Just left his foot up. Goalkeeper came out and didn't make contact, and Ayumi, with almost an open goal to aim for, is headed over. What a chance for Cerezo. All attentions were on Thiago. Paulo Cesar came flying out of his goal. Ayumi's just caught the back of his head, I think, and it's gone over the top. Let off for Kitchee. Adam Taggart making his way back round. Now here's Sinichi, who thought was coming on a moment or so ago, but they didn't make that change. He is coming on now, though, to replace Tong, who was booked a second ago. So once again, the captain's armband will flick over to Cancella this time. Still has a couple of changes to make, Alex Chu, but time starting to tick away from his team now. One goal will do it, don't forget. That's all they need. They'll take second place in the group. Well, they're going to finish second place in the group anyway, but their points tally may not be enough to go through. Dejan's ball in, looking for all, away by Thiago. Marahashi. Riku. Cancella. Now Sakamoto. Good challenge, Raul Baena, but he's played the ball straight into the path of Kiyotake. Sakamoto stayed down. It was a fair challenge by Raul Baena, who won the ball. Side is still under pressure, though. Takagi. No sign of Cerezo putting the ball out of play here. I think they will do now. Arakawa. Although Sakamoto is back on his feet. Cancella all the way back to Paulo Cesar under pressure from Mutsuki. Just got the ball away in time towards Alex Akande. Goes off the head of Ayumi. It'll be a Kitchee throw. Real urgency now about the side from Hong Kong who need a goal. Yat. Offside flag's gone up. I don't know who that's against. I'm sure Akande was onside, unless he was coming back from an offside position when he played that ball long. Chase on again for Damjanovic, but he's not going to make that one. Comfortably let through to Jin Hyun. Still haven't managed a shot on target yet, Kitchee. Here's Kiyotake. It's in behind Harakawa. Takagi. Did well to get to the byline. Sakamoto will keep the ball alive. Okuno. Clayton. Now all. They have to be positive. Kitchee. Still going all. Well, you can hear Dejan screaming at Matt Orr. He wanted to go on his own. Dejan was desperate for that ball to be played through. Looks like he's hobbling a little bit, Dejan, as well. Well, Matt Orr, who did score in the last game against Port, going on his own, but when you've got the competition's leading scorer just inside you, maybe should have been looking to get that ball across. It didn't come to Dejan. And another chance passes Kitchee by. It's another off-target shot. They have got a throw in on the far side, though. Alex Akande. Matt Orr. Oh, almost got it back from Lung. But Suki, bundled to the ground by Roberto. It'll be a free kick. We talk a lot in football about it being about decisions, and well, when you look back to that chance for Matt Orr a moment or so ago, maybe it was the wrong decision to go for goal. If he scores, he's a hero. If he misses, well, they won't get too many more chances. Only 3 minutes to go, plus added time. Marahashi. Good ball into Kagi. Hits it first time and wasn't too far away to Kagi. Nobody picked up the run. Just tried to guide it in past Paulo Cesar, who was pretty much flat-footed. And it just goes wide, still 0-0. Cerezo haven't failed to score yet. Neither have Kitchee, for that matter. Looks like that might be about to change. On by Dejan, can't find Akande. Raul Baena allows it to run. Here's Yat. Alex Akande outside him, two in the middle. It's overhit though. Orr will get there first. Might fall here for Dejan. Back to goal. It was a heavy touch. He had to stretch for that one. It'll be a free kick and a yellow card for Danny Cancella. He was quick to leave the scene. Third yellow card of the group stages for him. He has already served a suspension. Single yellow cards don't carry through to the group stages, but to the knockout stages, by the way. It's a heavy challenge on Sakamoto. Quick wag of the finger to say it wasn't a foul, but to try convincing the referee of that one. Takagi. Okuno. Riku. Park's header. It's had a good game at the back, Park, alongside Roberto. Here come Kitchee once again. Cancella racing forward, that's a great ball. There's no one in the middle at the moment, though. He's just had to hold up Cancella. They're a little bit slow getting bodies into the box. Now Clayton needs some Brazilian creativity. Nice little give and go. Clayton, edge of the penalty area. Dejan's through! Oh, what a save. The flag's up, though it wouldn't have counted. Saved by Jin Hyun. Dejan just went a fraction too early. It's the clearest chance they've had, and they've been denied by a flag. Nice build-up play. Lovely ball from Clayton. It's a very, very marginal decision against Dejan. It was a good save by Jin Hyun, but it wouldn't have counted. Roberto's challenge was a firm but fair one, according to the referee. Takagi taking on Yat. Okuno. 3 minutes of time added on. The referee's got his yellow card out again here. He has gone back and booked Roberto for the challenge on Kiyotake. A knee right on the shoulder. Just to give you the scenarios again, Cerezo, Osaka will be going through as group winners if it stays like this. A point for Kitchee puts them on to 11 points, the same as Pohang Steelers. The other two teams, Daegu and Gamba Osaka. If one of those teams wins their last match, then it means that Kitchee won't be going through to the knockout stages. Pohang Steelers do have a better goal difference. Theirs is +4, Kitchee's is +3. They really needed to score the side from Hong Kong, and they haven't managed to do so. It would also virtually mean that BG Pattern United, with a point, will go through as a second-place team as well. But that's the scenario. Kitchee had to win to guarantee. They haven't done so, and they'll be waiting on those final couple of matches in Group I and Group H. Free kick Kitchee's way this time. Just in case you're a Kitchee fan, I can tell you that Gamba Osaka actually play the leaders in the side that's already qualified from Group H, John Book Motors, in their final match tomorrow. While in Group I, Daegu, well, they play United City FC, who are third in the group, having beaten Beijing yesterday. So it's not a given that they won't pick up the points they need. But you really want your destiny in your own hands, and that's what it was for Kitchee today. But they're coming, well, they have rather come up against a very, very good Cerezo Osaka side, who are going through unbeaten, and they might still take the points yet. They've still got a chance here for Riku. Slice behind, he's claiming it touched off Cancella, but the referee said no, and that's the 3 minutes played. Frustration again for Kitchee, who are held to a draw by Port. That game is looking a pivotal moment in their group campaign. Dejan can't keep the ball in play, but the whistle goes, and it's finished all square. It means Kitchee move on to 11 points from their 6 matches. But as we say, it may not be enough. They've got to hope that Daegu and Gamba Osaka, one of those teams, they've got to hope that they don't win their final game. Pohang Steelers have a better goal difference, so they're in a prime position now. But if Daegu and Gamba Osaka both win, they both go through, and Pohang and Kitchee drop out. Nobody could find their way through in the end. The closest we came to a goal, Harakawa's free kick that hit the post in the first half. Cerezo Osaka, though, win the group. They're through. They were through anyway as group winners. Full time, it's finished here. Nervy times await for Kitchee. Kitchee SC from Hong Kong 0. Cerezo Osaka 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second of the countdown is joined by the next match will be played here is Port FC and Guangzhou FC at 9 p.m. Host your good night.